This tiny pearl is the most expensive thing in the room, and Cleopatra is about to destroy it. Not hide it, not wear it. Destroy it in front of everyone. At first, Tiepolo's The Banquet of Cleopatra looks like a scene of pleasure. Marble columns, silk clothing, servants, music, sunlight, food, power. But look closer. The real drama is not the banquet. It is this small white object between Cleopatra's fingers. Cleopatra sits almost casually. She does not look frightened. She does not look rushed. She looks calm. That calmness is what makes the gesture strange. Because the story behind this moment is not a romantic dinner. It is a contest. According to the ancient Roman writer Pliny, Cleopatra wagered that she could stage a feast more lavish than the legendary excesses of Mark Antony. Tiepolo shows the climax. She removes one priceless pearl earring, dissolves it in vinegar, and drinks it, winning the bet. But this is only the beginning. Look at Antony. He sits opposite her, heavy, confident, almost amused. His body leans toward the table, but his power feels challenged. He is not watching a jewel. He is watching a woman prove that Roman wealth is not enough to defeat her. And now the painting changes. Because Cleopatra's pearl is not just jewelry. It is a weapon. The table is full of luxury. Silver vessels, fruit, servants, decorated fabrics, a palace open to the sky. But Tiepolo does something clever. He hides the real act of domination inside beauty. There is no sword, no battlefield, no visible violence, only a pearl falling into liquid. And yet, that tiny movement decides who has power in the room. The subject was popular in the 18th century because the story of Antony and Cleopatra offered everything artists loved: romance, war, spectacle, tragedy, and the clash between East and West. NGV notes that this theme allowed artists to contrast male and female, Roman and Egyptian, military power, and seductive luxury. Tiepolo understood that. He does not paint Cleopatra as a victim of history. He paints her at the exact second she controls the story. Now look behind them. This banquet is not private. Figures crowd the balconies. Servants move in every direction. People lean over the architecture as if watching a performance. That matters. Cleopatra is not only winning a bet, she is staging a public image of power. The pearl becomes theater, and everyone in the palace becomes a witness. At first, the pearl looks like a symbol of vanity, a queen destroying beauty because she can. But there is another reading. Maybe the point is not waste. Maybe the point is certainty. Cleopatra does not need to argue with Antony. She does not need to explain her wealth. She performs it. She turns value into action. And that is more powerful than simply owning the jewel. Tiepolo painted this large canvas in 1743-44. Today it is in the National Gallery of Victoria in Melbourne, and it measures more than 3.5 meters wide. It was purchased from Tiepolo's Venetian studio in early 1744 by Count Francesco Algarotti for Augustus III, Elector of Saxony and King of Poland. At the time, Tiepolo was one of the most celebrated artists in Europe. So this was not a small decorative scene. It was a grand performance of power, painted for power. And this is the trick. The painting almost hides the pearl. Your eyes are pulled everywhere else. To the blue costume, to the red cloak, to the dog, to the columns, to the crowd above. Tiepolo fills the scene with distractions. But the entire story depends on one tiny gesture. Look at this again. The smallest detail is the loudest one. In the end, the pearl is not just an object. It is proof. It is performance. It is a challenge. It is a sentence. With one gesture, Cleopatra turns the room against Antony. The feast becomes a battlefield. The glass becomes a throne. And the pearl, almost invisible at first, becomes the thing that explains everything. So the real mystery is not why Cleopatra destroys it. The real mystery is this. Did Tiepolo paint the pearl as a symbol of Cleopatra's power, or as a warning about the price of winning? If this pearl changed how you see the painting, leave a like, subscribe to The Painted Mystery.